Heyo YouTube, MusicMan1310 here, and I have a special guest with me this time.
What's going on, guys? It's Cinder.
And today we're going to be analyzing a Game Battles dubs that we finally got a win on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were on the losing streak, and so I'm so glad that we got this win. But anyways, why don't we just get started?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
So right off the bat, I pull out the logo here because I'm thinking, okay, let's see what these guys are trying to do. So I figured stay back, and I already see that Synderr is trying to cover B on the map.
Yeah, I was holding the Shiva and I stunned construction building, and basically what I was trying to do was get a good visual, which I do believe I got a good visual on one person. So I just kind of hung out here for a little while. So what was going on your side?
Well, here I was thinking, okay, they might try to flank us, so I pulled out my pistol, and at this point, I see that one guy is trying to flank us, so I go for the chase. I did call him out to you, but turns out he
Yeah.
was right behind me.
Yeah, and I went to challenge, and I wasn't sure where he was, so I just kind of went top broken and got straight up demolished by a Vesper.
Yeah, Vesper may be a little bit on the weak side, but it's still a pretty strong submachine gun.
Yeah, you keep that thing close distance, and it'll just wreck you. You can
Yeah.
just pull it out, and you're good to go.
So obviously that first round wasn't our best round in this game at all. And
Yeah,
but what I did decide to do for the next round is switch up to the Kuda because I'm thinking I might need to be a little bit more aggressive, and the
yeah.
Kuda does have a 3-shot kill range.
So what I did was I switched to the XR2,
Yeah.
and I kind of got a slower start, but I decided to put a C4 on the wall run just to kind of watch our backs.
Yep, and that's a good thought. And I'm just playing passively at this point because I don't know if they're going to try to push me or they're going to try to flank me. So I'm just trying to stay behind cover until I'm certain that we can get the clear. I see you move up, and
Yeah,
that's probably a good sign.
yeah, and then I got sniped.
Yeah. You did tell me that he was one
Yeah,
shot though, so that
yeah,
was kind
because
of
I hit him with 2 bursts while he was up there. And I'm not entirely sure how he survived that.
yeah. In the meantime, I tried to rotate over to A only to get stopped by guess who? The Vesper guy.
Yep, once again.
But at least we did have kind of an idea of what we wanted to do at that round. It wasn't like the first one where it's like we were just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
So yeah, basically what those first rounds kind of told us was that they are more aggressive and that we need to play their game. So what I did was I pulled out my Kuda with the rapid fire attachment, and I just kind of played a more aggressive style, and I played up in the construction building on my side. So I
And
stayed close to them.
yeah, and I pulled out the Man of War because honestly, I'm just more comfortable with an assault rifle. And I tried to be aggressive while being passive at the same time. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but you're gonna see right now that I'm actually going through their spawn to find that there's no one there, and I'm thinking they might be still hiding in that room that I was in earlier, right across from computers. Turns out that that wasn't the case, and at this point, I'm thinking they're probably planting A, so that's when I do my rotation over to ACs.
Yeah, you also called it out to me, so I went mid just to look at A. Didn't find anything, and heard someone mid, got taken out by the Vesper.
Yeah, and
And I
I
called it out to you, and you basically threw that EMP.
yeah no yeah I threw the EMP because I was thinking, okay, try to disorient him and then come around from behind. Turned out that that wasn't the case, and here I made a mistake because I was out in the open with a an assault rifle, and I was challenging the submachine gun player at close range. So that I knew that I was going to lose as soon as I did, but yeah, it was just one of those strategies that just didn't work out. But we were on the right track at that point, so at least we can pick up patterns here.
Yeah, I think at this point I tried hyping us up, and I think I started yelling like a bunch of bullshit at this point.
Oh boy. Well, I'm just trying to stay focused here. Now we do decide to go A to try to switch it up because B is a very popular site over here on this map.
Also,
So
while you were pushing up, I decided to stay back a little bit to watch our flank because they are a very aggressive team. So I was constantly keeping my eyes on the flank
now
while you
over
pushed
here,
up.
I'm thinking, okay, they are gonna go back through their spawn or some sort of flank route. It'll be probably be a good idea to kind of throw them off guard and catch up to them first. Turned out that that was not the case, so I go over to top broken to try to get some view of mid, only to find out that, hey, you got a kill on mid. So
Yep.
that's when I did a rotation on B. I do believe that I do get the bomb plant, but first I need to like make sure that I'm safe to do so. So I'm just looking around the B bomb side, trying to make sure that it's okay. Once I decide to do, that's when I go for the plant, and I do get it off, which is good.
Yeah.
However, the bad news come in.
Yep. And you called him out, and I was luckily right there to pick him off, which I think was a pretty good idea for me to rotate to you.
Yep, it was good. It's always a good idea to stay close by your teammates, at least close enough to where you can still react in case something goes down.
Yep.
Yeah. So now I'm here still with the Man of War because I'm thinking that this is a good gun for me to use for this game. I do have the Ripper fully loaded, so I figured might as well save that just in case. And I'm over here just keeping a cover on B. And one thing that I did notice is that they do like to go in that construction building, so I'm always like checking there really, and I also check my own flank routes, but I'm constantly checking that construction building.
Yeah, I basically pushed up only to get taken out at the bar. I called out that I was going towards ACs, and that's all that I saw.
Yeah, and I do an EMP check over at A because I'm thinking if they're going ACs, they're most likely going to go A. I didn't get anything, but as I push up to Brown Broken, I do see somebody behind that tin panel. I tried to pick him off, but I only got one hit marker on him, so I'm thinking, okay, back off. I'm not going to win that one. See if I can get him in another round, and that's when I'm going to palace through our spawn. Now, I'm thinking that I need to keep some sort of distance away, and I accidentally wow. I accidentally sped up my thing, so thinking that if they're probably going to try to flank me because I've already taken my shots, and it didn't turn out that that was the case. So now that I'm fully healed again, I go back and basically try to re-challenge. Now I do get one kill, which is good, and I'm thinking, okay, try to like head glitch over here, but he outsmarted me.
Also, that one spot is not a very good head glitch spot, so around there, I would suggest if you're going to try and do that, stay behind the barrel, but stand up, and if you see him, just jump back.
All right. You see, we're actually discussing this. But anyways, now we go on to the next round, and I switch up to the XR2 because I'm actually struggling with it. I realized it more than I thought. And I grabbed the bomb. I'm thinking, okay, let's try to do an aggressive push over B, but I'm going to juke them. I'm actually going to go mid to B while Synderr tries to cover B. And
So I jumped up onto porta potties, and basically that was just to kind of hang out until I healed. Heard someone come behind me, and he sadly took me out from a distance with the Vesper.
Now, when you called him out, I was thinking one of three things. He's either going to come through wall run, computers, or AC. He didn't go through wall run or computers, so I pushed up AC, and that's when I got the kill here, winning us the round.
Yeah, I also called out that I went into bottom computer whenever, like before I died. So
yeah, yes, you did also mention that, which also further proved that he was going to go either computers or ACs. But regardless, I still got the kill.
Yep.
And now at this point, I'm thinking, okay, let's try this again because I'm thinking they might go AC to A. Sure enough, I was right shortly. However, I couldn't get the shots over here. Plus, I was up against a sniper rifle, so I needed to back off.
And I was also yelling, "Hey, stay alive! Just stay alive!" Because I heard that sniper shot, and this guy has a pretty good shot on him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm actually glad that he missed that one. But anyways, here I am over at the construction room. I do push a little bit farther ahead because I'm thinking that he might be going through computers or through wall runs, but then I see that you get a kill, so I might need to rotate.
I called him out bar.
Yes, yeah, so I might need to rotate to A, and right now I'm not seeing anybody, and I'm actually a little bit worried that they might have rotated over to B.
Then I saw him mid, so I called it out, and basically I asked if that was you. Turns out it wasn't, so I basically pushed towards mid.
All right. And I'm thinking
pushed through and went to B.
And I'm thinking that at this point they should be planting, and I'm not seeing anybody on B, which means they're probably planting back at A.
So I just went over, saw that he planted. I thought I could get those shots off, but apparently I was off to the left. So at this point, I knew that he was going to be pushing bars, so I went for the cutoff.
Yep.
Did a little bit of a smack. Told you to get the defuse because I was close to streaks, but you know I wasn't quite there, and I wanted you to get closer to streaks because you tend to be a little bit better with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Which spoiler alert. Oh boy. But yeah, that was another round win for us, which I'm glad. I'm getting all hyped up that we're going to actually have a chance against this team, which I kind of saw from the beginning because when we looked at their records on game battles, they were 0-1, so that kind of said something.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm thinking, okay, let's try to grab the bomb first off, and again try to do another B push. And I do play a little bit more passively, and I also hear that they have an ACXD, so that's another reason for me to go passive. And I'm checking wall runs. I see it on mid, but I'm only seeing it now. I don't think I saw it when it actually happened. Otherwise, I probably would have saved you.
So at this point, I'm just kind of watching over you, just trying to sound or listen to where they might be coming because of their aggression. So I stunned the construction building just for no register. Turns out the HCXD was close to me. So I shot it and it took me out. So basically it was up to you at this point.
Yeah, which I know that all I need to do is stay alive, and if I can, get a bomb plant. And I'm thinking, okay, where could they possibly be? Because I'm checking all the way outside the map. You don't want to be in the middle of the map when you're doing a 1v2 like this. But I do also check the middle of the map. I do a little bit of a wall run here to see a guy on my left, and I get a nice rip off of him. And now I realize I need to go for a plant. So I go B, but I see a guy in construction building and one burst him.
And at this point, I was just like screaming my head off. I was getting all hyped up. I was excited for that because that I wasn't really expecting because, you know, you'd never expect like a Ripper to be very, you know, useful.
Yeah.
And at this point, I finally got my specialist and I called it out to you. I'm not sure if you had yours at the time too, but
well,
oh yeah.
Keep in mind that I just used mine, but I did have an HCXE ready, which I think we agreed that I was going to save it for a future round, or at least when I'm out of spawn. Yep. But now I'm thinking, okay, check mid and also keep an eye on the flank. I'm thinking more flank round because I was effectively flanked that first round, so that might happen again, but it turns out that that's not the case, so I'm just constantly switching back and forth and keeping an eye on B, only to find out that, hey, they planted behind my back. So here I am stunning the construction building. I see on the map that Synderr is going for a flank route. And
also because I called it out. So I basically got lit up. Called out that he was in construction going to ACs.
So I go for a wall run. I do see him, and it takes me 2 bursts that time, but I know I'm one shot, so I need to just calm down, recover. And I did want to go for the plan, but I also need to check the site. And that kill, I just don't know what happened there. But I got that last kill. I got the defuse at 8 seconds, which keep in mind that it only takes 7.5 seconds to defuse a bomb in competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking we basically just made a little bit of a comeback.
Yep. And ever since that one round, I was continuously trying to keep up the hype. You know, I was just hyping up everything to any extent at this point.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking that, okay, use the CUAV to try to throw them off, and then use the HC to try to get some sort of vision on them. And I do see one mid, but he kind of does shoot me out. I did want to use the dart, but I figured save it for a potential round 11. So now the roles are kind of reversed, kind of not. I do see a guy over at B. I couldn't get any shots on him, so I just decided to get into cover and back off. And this is where I tell Synderr that we need to rotate to A. He goes through bottom computers and I go through ACs. I do leave a C4 to kind of cover my tracks a little bit.
Yeah, at this point, I was basically just looking around, trying to find anybody. I was mostly paying attention to Broken just to see if they'd poke out there. So I knew you were mid, and basically I decided to plant it. You got sniped, so I just tried to keep my head down. Decided to push towards them since they kind of naded at me. I picked this guy off, and sadly I just got taken out. There was nothing much I could do there.
Now you told me in the game that you tried to use your heat wave, but apparently it
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah, I tried using it, but it for some odd reason it just didn't pop. But you know, I think the other thing is because, you know, they did, you know, make it so that way it would take a little bit longer with Heatwave. Because I guess it was just coming out too fast, and I think that was one on like a previous patch.
Could be, but now we're going into round 11, and I'm thinking, okay, we gotta win this. We're going to win this.
Yep.
I was basically being Mr. Confident, man. So originally I wanted to use the dart right off the bat, but hey, I need to wait 10 seconds for it. So that wasn't going to happen anytime soon.
So yeah, I was basically just kind of patrolling the area, watching around porta potties, taking a stroll around computers, you know, just trying to do anything to keep your back covered.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm just kind of lurking around at this point.
Yeah, but now I'm finally able to use the dart, and you're going to see my mad dart flying skills, where basically the whole point of me using the dart here is to try to get some sort of vision around the map. So I bring it middle, I don't see anybody. I'm going to bring it over to B. I don't see anybody outside construction or even in construction. I tried to bring it to garden, but then it blows up.
Yep.
So no vision. I have no idea where they are, and I'm pretty sure Synderr doesn't know where they are either.
Yeah. Not a clue.
So here I am being a little bit on the aggressive. I do see a guy top broken. I didn't challenge because I'm pretty sure that I would have lost that gun battle. So I just backed off, only to find Synderr taking out a guy.
Yeah, I picked off a guy. He just used Vision Pulse. Well, not Vision Pulse, but he used active camo. Then I pointed out that there was a guy mid. So I went for the plant, and since I saw him pushing up mid, I basically called it out to you.
Yeah, and that's where I rotated over to mid and tried to like predict where he's going to go. So that's why I went to computers, and then I realized that he's over by garden. So that's when I go toss in a stun grenade. Now this is actually the funny part. So I jump over to gardens. I see him. He heat waves me, but then he falls off the map.
Yep.
Which is like the worst way to lose.
Yeah, it was just awful just watching that.
Yeah, but anyways, that's going to be it for this analysis, and you can bet your ass that Synderr and I are going to be doing more game battles and potentially more analysis together. Sure. So yeah, so leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to both of our channels. Well, you know which links are going to be down in the description depending on which channel you're watching it from. Yep. And I'll leave, at least on my channel, I'll leave both of our Twitters down. So give us a follow. And this is MusicMan1310.
And it's been Synderr. See you later, guys.
Bye.